Hello there folks and welcome back to the Neil Robertson Pro Career on Snooker 19. Today it is time for the start of the Bet Victor Scottish Open quarter-final against the pistol Mark Allen. We'll play the first 4 frames today, get us up to the mid-session interval, and then you'll be able to see the remaining frames in Wednesday's episode. It's episode 55 today. Can't believe that we're that far into the season, but we are doing well. It's a testimony to how well we are doing. In the last episode we went and beat Kyron Wilson in a best of 5, 3 frames to 1, so we've shrugged off that horrible run of losing in best of 5s, but we've got a best of 9 today, something a bit longer to get our teeth into. I think we accepted last time out that our long game is much better than our short game, and we've got a good record against Mark Allen, it's fair to say. If you look at the matchup history, we've beat him on the last 4 occasions. We beat him in the China Championship quarter-final this season. That's the only time we've played him this season. And of course, we went on to win that event. Again, another best of 9. We beat him 5-2 there. We beat him in the semi-finals of the Scottish Open, 6-1, the Gibraltar Open final, 4-0. Looking at some of these results, some really dominating performances. But early on in our Snooker 19 career, particularly in Season 1, he was the player to really deliver some nasty blows to us. We lost in the Daftbet Masters final by 6 frames to 5, of course, final frame decider. And then once again, in the last 16 of the Worlds, we lost against him in a final frame decider. So although we've had the measure of Mark Allen in the last 12 months in terms of in-game time, he's still there. He's still a very good player. It all depends. I guess it's the same with any player. It's certainly been with us, as you've seen recently. It depends what version of Mark Allen turns up. But for looking forward to this, let's get into it. The first 4 frames in today's episode. It is the first player to 5. As I always say with these first sessions, I'd be happy to come out of this at 2-all. 3-1 to us would be great. 3-1 Allen wouldn't be a disaster, but just get a frame on the board. That's all that counts in these sessions. So I hope you guys are good. I am really enjoying the series. I did say last time, for those of you guys who didn't catch it, it's fairly likely that I won't be playing in the Masters, purely because I've won that event. There isn't really any ranking prize money to go for, of course, in an invitational event, so I don't really see much point in playing in that one. So, in what you might consider madness, I think I'm going to skip that event. There was a chance I was going to play in it if we won the UKs, obviously to try and go for the Triple Crown in one season, but given that we've already won the Masters, it didn't really seem like there's much point us playing in that. But hopefully we're a while away from that yet. We have got the Scottish Open to go and represent ourselves well in. We've got a good chance today against Mark Allen. Best of 9. I thought it'd be a best of 11. It shocked me a bit when I saw that. But checking the Wikipedia page, the quarterfinals are a best of 9. Then it goes up to a best of 11 for the semis, and then a best of 17 for the final. Now we've got a decent chance to get in here. Just don't want to hit this one too hard so we can keep the cue ball to the black. Now it all depends if we've played that soft, that's got enough pace to get to the pocket. And it's just dropped in. I'll tell you what, we were fairly lucky there. Very lucky. Just having to keep the cue ball on a string here. Unfortunately, the black has gone back on its spot now, so that does make things a bit awkward. So we might just pop this red and play back up to bulk.
9.
Could go for the blue, I suppose. Can't get the screw back off it, so I think that's, well, that shot's confirmed to be off. So we've got a good yellow. The yellow's in a good place for us to play it and then try and get in behind the brown, which we have done fairly well. We haven't quite snookered him, I don't think. But it's a good shot nonetheless. Got our eye in, potted a few balls, and we took the sensible approach there. Not every break can be a century. But there is a nice target in behind that yellow. And to be fair to Mark Allen, that's exactly what he's gone for. And he's got to it successfully. So, fair dues to him. Now, I don't know if this will hit the pack of reds or not from this angle. And we've gone way too soft anyway. It's a good snooker from Allen. I couldn't really see how we'd get out of that.
Hasn't really worked out.
There was a good target in behind that yellow. If we'd have probably played a little bit of a better shot to get the original snooker, we'd have probably been better off. But unfortunately for Allen, that is a bit of a stinker of the shot. Tried to get it in the reds and split a few up, and the cue ball just stopped in its tracks. Had no momentum at all. So after only that one pot, he's going to play a safety. I thought he was going to engineer that to get in behind the...
to get out of the snooker, but there is a difficult pot available.
Get in behind the yellow again. Really don't want to hit the red here, which we haven't. The red that is loose from the rest of the pack. Just wants to get that cue ball up to bulk, get it safe, which it absolutely is.
He'll be playing safe here.
And this Scottish Open, the last tournament of the calendar year. Oh, he's played a good shot here. He's played a good shot there.
Shot. That's a really good safety.
I need a good shot here to get this cue ball safe. Oh, and that was the complete opposite. Just hit that slightly too hard. We're trying to get as thin as possible on the one red to navigate round the pack. But we hit that just a bit too hard. Caught the edge of one of the reds in the pack. And as you can see, the pack has now exploded open. So Mark Allen with the first big chance.
1.
And we'll see what version Mark Allen we have today. If he makes a good break here, then we're pretty confident we're up against the good version of Mark Allen. But sometimes he doesn't turn up.
7.
As you've seen by our dominating scores. I mean, part of that, sure, is that we played very well.
8.
It's always said that your opponent can leave on this sort of opportunity. If you can't make anything from it, then you're never going to win a frame. And that is a bit disappointing. Bit too opportunistic from Mark Allen there to go for that, I feel. And, well, he's been found out. And hopefully we can do far better than that.
So, this pot into the right corner. That's a great pot.
That's a good starter. Wants to screw back to get for the black. Always an important ball to try and get on its spot. Cue ball does a hell of a lot more travelling if the black's not on its spot.
Now, can he drop this into the right corner? Beautifully done.
That'll do. It's not
Great
perfect.
game
Could have done with it being a bit straighter, but it's okay. It's not dreadful. No problem with the pot, by the way. It's just the position that can get a bit hairy. And we've been helped a lot by that collision with the red, that's for certain. But the black doesn't go. Just overhit that one, so makes things a bit more awkward. That red will pass, so that's okay.
Well, I'm not surprised he's taking on the long pot here.
Always worth sizing up your shots, making sure it will go. There's nothing worse than getting here and thinking, oh Christ, none of the reds go. It's a horrible feeling.
He's going for the left,
especially on a table like this, that if you get your position wrong, it's going to be tricky to recover it. I overhit that one slightly for the black, so I think I'm going to be a bit deterred from playing that. Play the blue, which is fairly safe from there. It's a pretty straight shot. Of course, the position's not as good as what we wanted from the black, but we have to just concede that. Didn't play a brilliant shot, and well, you don't get your rewards if you don't play a good shot. And you can spend certainly the next few shots at the very least trying to get back in position.
This into the left corner pocket. Excellent shot.
Wonderful pot. Outstanding effort.
21.
Again, I'm going to play the blue here. Not been the most fluid of breaks, that's for sure. It's been a bit
Half a chance here.
inconsistent, let's say. Struggled to get in and around the black spot. We've, of course, potted it off its spot, got it back on its spot, but we haven't really been able to use it, and this might be the first shot where we might be able to get onto it. Previously, we played it a bit too hard and made it a cutback shot. We might have done the same again here.
Beautiful.
I think that's just going to pull up in time. Yeah, that's okay with me.
27.
This was like a decent chance now to take this opening frame. There is this one. There's the one along the cushion. I think it's probably this one that's going to be the best for us to play. Position not as good maybe, but risky this, because if we miss it, we give a chance away. But it's there. Nice pot. Where's the cue ball going though? It's okay. Any harder and that might have just gone into the middle pocket. which is obviously a concern. And we get away two there. We've been a bit too close to the cushion. We've got pretty much a straight pink. The position sets itself up for the next red, so a little bit fortunate there.
Simply wonderful.
Need a bit of luck sometimes though in this game.
.42.
So 38 ahead, 51 on. Black and red needed, and we'll take the opener. So we'll have done the minimum that's required out of this session.
49.
And that's, of course, to take at least one frame.
Just needs this red.
And we weren't going to miss that, that's for certain.
That should be it.
Can't quite make a century here,
To win the frame now.
unfortunately. But I'd like to make sure of the frame, make sure that Mark Allen doesn't come back to the table again. And to be honest, even though we can't make a century here, given it's the first frame, we might as well stop at the table. Just get ourselves some...
Well, an excellent.
I don't really like to use the word experience, but in every match, I think it's key in that first frame to get your eye in. Build your confidence by potting as many balls as possible. There's no harm in that, and now there's no pressure on. We've come
along the cushion here.
today and played pretty decently so far. You can usually tell quite a bit from how you approach the first frame. It's a subconscious thing, I really think. It's just one of those that until you start playing, you don't know how you're going to play. But this has been a pretty consistent, pretty stable opening frame.
Stroked it in. Great shot.
And I did think it was Mark Allen who was going to take the chance, but when he didn't take it, we did all we could do this frame.
Just the colours
And
remaining.
we've took the chance that he left.
That's a top shot. Outstanding potting.
Can't really ask too much more than that.
72.
For those of you who are maybe new to the series or haven't watched for a while, we are looking to retain this tournament. We won it last year, and we also won it in Season 1. And we're also looking to do something that will be a lot larger as well.
75.
We have won the 2 Home Nations tournaments so far this year. We've won the English Open and the Northern Ireland Open, all for the first time in the career mode. And there's a bonus, a £1 million bonus that's offered. I don't know if that goes on your rankings, whether you just get the prize money. It's not too clear because I don't think anybody's, could be wrong, but there's certainly nobody on the YouTube community who's done it.
Needs to strike this well.
But there's a £1 million bonus for winning all 4 Home Nations events in one season. We've won the first 2. We're still competing in this one, and we've got the Welsh Open later on in the year. So a few very nice accolades we can get if we win this. Of course, we've got the ranking prize money that we're looking for. Another tournament we won't complain at, and we're playing pretty well lately, and that was a very solid frame. A good clearance. I think it was 90, got to be 90 odd. Let's have a quick butchers. Yes, 97, so just missed out on the century, but we're not too bothered about that. We played a good frame there. And as I said before, we've got the minimum we want out of this session. We've won a frame, so hopefully we can press forward, get at least a draw of 2 each out of this. Mark Allen will be hungry. He'll be hungry to come back into that. Really didn't make the most of it. You'd have thought from the colour of his waistcoat that he'd know better how to pot a green ball, but yeah, bit unfortunate really. So another early sniff at this. Again, only really valuable taking this red. I don't know if we can hold for the black ball. And we have done. It's a good shot. Now, I hope the black goes back on its spot. I've just thought of that, but it does. That's okay then.
8.
Panic over. And we've got a pretty good position on the black. Let's see if we can open up the pack of reds. Always the big shot in a frame, this.
He'll play this with plenty of power.
Second time lucky. It's not the best split in the world. We'll see where the cue ball ends up, but I don't think there's going to be anything for us to pot. We've got that added problem of a red up bulk, so I think we'll try and play a shot to get that out of bulk, preferably. Play a bit of bottom just so we make sure the cue ball stays up there. It's not a terrible shot. I think the yellow covers it. Wasn't the best shot in the world, though. We could have left that into the middle pocket.
He's playing the pot here.
Yeah, that was a bit of an ill-advised shot. I did think, are we going to have the pace to play this out of bulk? The problem was I didn't want the cue ball to move too much, and you can't have one without the other, I suppose. So a bit of a misconception there, but going to need a good pot here, which he has got. Very good shot. And Mark Allen now has got a chance. It could be role reversal from the previous frame.
Nicely done.
11.
Pace is very important.
12. 18. 19. 26.
Looking fairly good here, as long as he keeps the cue ball under control, which he failed to do in the previous frame. Reds are a little better placed this time, though. And of course, now that he's potted 5, there's a few less of them.
32.
Was our mistake that led to this chance? We can't beat ourselves up too much about it.
40.
Let's see if he can take this chance. Taking on a bulk colour. You'd think he'd take on the brown. But maybe he might play the yellow for a bit more position. No, he's playing the green.
40.
Again, that's fine, because it was straight either way. He was pretty much in the middle of brown and green there, so could have played it fairly straight to either pocket.
45.
A few crucial shots to come here, I think. Is he going to try and open these reds up with the blue, or is he going to play a more simplistic, delicate shot? Might not play the blue at all. He is. He's going to try and open them up. And that is sometimes the problem that comes with that. He might try and play an opportunistic pot here. He's got one into the middle. And he's recovered that really well. That could have been end of break. It wasn't the best contact with the reds. He ended up near the black cushion. So that could have been end of break there. But he recovered that nicely. As we needed before with getting out of position. It takes a few recovery shots to get back into it. It's looking okay though now. And he leads by 38 points. So black and red. And he'll bring one back and make it all square.
61.
He needs a good pot here. I'm sure he'll make it. Bit of pressure on it, but it's there. And he's played a great shot there by splitting the other red. I'd have worried if he'd have missed that for him. But that should be end of frame. We hadn't, but he has got the chance to make the first century of this match. And it's pretty telling if the first two frames are like this. Two good breaks, that usually it's going to be a good match. There is some fun to be had, I suppose, when it's quite scrappy and both players are missing. But I think the best form of snooker is when you know that it's that dangerous sometimes that if you give your opponent a chance, he's going to take it and score big. And it's pressure, but I think it brings out the best in a lot of players' games.
82.
Ooh, that green just about went in. Let's hope he does make the century. I'd love to see him do it.
89.
So this will be 94. The pink will do it, and there's potential.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
Break 107 on here. He's made the century, and he's pretty well positioned for the black. He's not going to miss this, and a very... Oh!
Well played to take that.
Well, that's a bit of a shame. I'm glad he got the century before the black, or else he might have just been crying at the end of that. But he misses the black, albeit he comes off both of the jaws and makes it a break of exactly 100. But he won't be too bothered about that. He's got a frame on the board. And from the first 2 frames, as I've said, this looks like it could be a good matchup. A little bit of a wayward safety there. Could give us a chance, you know, we like a long pot. Black's not on this time, so might not be able to get too much out of this. But it's a half chance. We're going to take it on, and it's there. Good pot.
1.
So we have got the blue on here, potentially. Just look and see if there's a chance of anything going next up, or else there's not much point playing this. We've struggled a bit with our long pots recently. I hope that's not the kiss of death on this shot. But it's there. That's okay.
6.
We definitely do get the commentator's curse sometimes, no question about that. That's it, that's come off the cushion just enough. Let's try and play this for the red on the edge of the pack. Yeah, that's fine. Got the option of the one into the middle pocket as well. No technical position here needed here though. Just play it on for the black. I've hit it slightly, but it's still okay.
15.
And this one, not saying it's been easy in the previous 2 frames, but this is the toughest opportunity out of them all. Position needs to be very good to keep the break going.
22.
Play this for the pink, but we need a bit more leverage off the cushion. That'll do. It's not terrible. But once again, it's not quite ideal.
He's lining this up into the left centre pocket.
Good pot pace. They can always stay out if you're not quite accurate, especially into that middle pocket.
29.
And now the pink's gone off its spot, so that's slightly annoying.
30.
I'd like to get the red cleared next to the black if we can. That'll only go the other way, okay. Worth noting. I know we've said we've been a bit poor with our pots into this pocket lately, but this looks pretty okay. It's a lot straighter, there's not as much angle involved here, so we can play this at pace and not have too much risk attached.
Playing very well here.
And we'll get this red next to the black out of the way. Bit awkward positionally, so we might have to play with some side here, but I don't really think even that's going to manufacture much of a brilliant positional. But it's there. Using the cushion. It's a bit of a cutback on the black, so to risk this. I think we have to play the blue and screw back.
Well, no surprises here with the long pot attempt.
Played that a bit harder than I'd like, so this makes this again a little bit trickier. Just using a bit of control of the cue ball here. Again, should be alright. As I said, this is now has the potential to be 3 very good breaks.
42.
No pressure. It's gone a bit far for my liking, actually, to that middle pocket. So, we'll play the green. We can still get a lot of backspin on the cue ball from this method. As you can see.
Play this with a lot of power.
Try and bring it off the cushion for the red. We've actually played it a bit too hard. Yeah, it's okay. Just. Not ideal again, but should be alright. Only going to leave the one we're on. Rather
This
than any
looks
of the other
relatively
reds.
easy.
But it's a good shot. It's there.
46.
Just lost control of the cue ball a little bit there. So this might be end of break. I think we'll look to get the black and then just play safe.
I'm not sure what happened there, but that's a poor shot.
No, it's okay.
53.
I'll take the break and run.
Phone on silent, please.
Play as thin as possible. Make sure we don't leave any silly chances on. Yeah, that's okay.
Neil Robertson, 50.
So 7 reds left. Got a good foothold in this frame. Oh, he played a good shot there. I think it might be worth trying to play for a bit of side. Get the red potted. And it's there. Good shot. If we'd have missed that, obviously, we'd have only really left that one on. And, well, it's 8 points that he can't score. And now we've got complete control. We know that we can play what might be a very good snooker here.
He's looking
Play it
for
off the
snooker
green.
behind the brown, I think.
Try and get it in behind the brown. No, not
Well,
quite
he's
there.
Fortunate there. Not what he was intending.
We knew we couldn't leave anything
Neil
on.
Robertson,
He's hit the blue.
1.
And has he left a pot on? He has. Well, he won't be happy with that.
Playing this with plenty of power.
And this should be the chance we need to produce the sucker punch to win the frame.
Really good.
1.
Will be dead straight on the black, so it might not be. To see if anything goes to any other pockets. It's a red I like the look of that might go to the middle.
8.
Risky shot here though, because it does leave other reds on. I'm pretty confident or else I wouldn't be playing it.
Just the red required.
It's a frame winner if it goes in. It's a chance for mark if it doesn't. But it's there.
Great
Good
stroke.
pot.
He'll be unlucky if he's not anything here.
Very good
9.
pot. Black's a bit of a cutback, so yeah, don't fancy that. Could probably pot the blue though. Just tap this in. Yeah, it's there. That pretty much secures the frame. Hit one of the reds while we're at it as well, and pretty much put ourselves in prime position for that. That's a bit of a fortune if you ever needed it. We'll just pop this one, make sure of it, and then I think we'll go back up to bulk because, again, frame's over here. No need, no century on or anything like that.
Nicely
So
onto the colour.
50.
might as well just play up to bulk. He ain't going to come back to the table now. He's 68 behind, 51 on the table, and he'll concede, and we make it 2 frames to 1.
Neil Robertson, 15. Frame conceded. Frame.
Usually tell by the length of the episodes as well how strong the frames are, and we're not even half an hour in yet.
Thank you. The 4
3
frame.
very strong frames so far. We're ahead. If we can make it 3-1 at the interval, I'll be chuffed. It was a tough chance we took to win that frame, so it's fully deserved. Let's put this red back into the pack. It's a bit more of an awkward pot, so didn't want to take that one on. Now it's fully safe in the pack. Nothing outlying there. A bit more of a safety exchange this time, much like the first frame. Both players know the potential of the other. It's been a good match so far, albeit still early days. Bit of luck there, not to put the cue ball into the corner pocket.
This is building up to be a really interesting test of their safety skills.
A little bit too hard here, so we're going to have to come off a few cushions. But this might end up very nicely in behind the yellow. Just a tad too much power, I think, there. That could have been a very nice shot, but he's playing that a bit thicker. And, oh, it's had that dreaded touch off the jaw. I mean, I say dreaded with a bit of a sigh because it's not left a brilliant chance. I feel like we've got to go for this, though. Yep, it's there. I didn't really have much choice there. Had to go for it. damned if you do, damned if you don't. It was that sort of situation, really. And this, once again, like the previous frame, is a tricky chance.
6.
The black ball is open this time, though, so there's that to it. Might be able to get to it with this shot, though. Just got to focus on the pot. Can't play those sort of shots too hard.
Well, that's a top quality shot with the rest. Not easy at all.
7.
Let's see if we
Just
can
wants
get
set
round
this
to get on a
into
red.
the left corner pocket. What a top
Well, she's
shot
got
that is.
potential. It needs to pull up pretty quickly, but it looks okay to me. It's ended up pretty much practically exactly, with as many superlatives as I can put on there, exactly where I wanted it to be. And that red just about goes. Need to bring this one off the cush. Play for the black. Albeit a bit too hard. Again, even after 4 seasons, our craft of playing it with the cushions isn't too great. Because, of course, if you had play it on the cushion, you had an element of doubt in there, in effect. An element of insecurity. And I wasn't expecting the red to go there.
17.
Once again, bit of a shot to nothing here.
Yes, he's taking the pot on.
That's a shot and a half, but where's the cue ball going to end up?
Well played.
Where's the cue ball going to end up? I think it's best just to play the roll-up shot here.
18.
I might get away with playing a blue, actually, thinking about it.
Long pot, right up his street.
Straight as an arrow, so we knew that one was got a pretty good chance. However, the position for this red isn't great. We need to position ourselves for the blue as well, but we've missed it. So one shot too far there. Maybe we should have gone with our original instinct and
Neil Robertson. 20.
played into the bulk.
Fancies this red.
And let's see what Mark Allen can do now. I don't think he's going to be too safe for this. Just going to play the black, try and open them up and see what happens. Could be wrong, but let's see. He's in prime position to play that
Get a
shot.
foot in the door here.
Yep, as predicted. How's his luck going to be? Not bad at all. I wouldn't have minded that in the last frame, but nevertheless, good split from Mark Allen there. But good play from both players. I mean, could have done better there. A little bit too aggressive, but ultimately, if you don't take a bit of risk, then you're never going to get in because you're just going to sit there playing safety all the time. That opening pot tends to be quite risky. However, with the breaks that I and the AI usually play, you know, you're pretty much just going to usually leave the one that that you played.
17.
Unless something absolutely disastrous happens. But for players in the top 16, he says with a smile, these things don't usually happen. I would make Mark Allen favourite though to win this frame now.
$24. 31. Mark Allen. 30.
Wow. Wow. Well. Again, I know there's been some good snooker play today, but he's missed a few sitters. I mean, the first one being that black in the frame he won, but took that with a bit of a pinch of salt, really, because the frame had been won. Didn't need to pot that, but how he's missed that red, that is a little bit of a shock. It's fair to say I thought that was us hook, line and sinker finished in frame number 4 here. But this is a chance. Can we take it?
7.
Give ourselves a good lead going into the next session. Just turn the phone off. Apologies for that. Don't usually get a phone call during this, but oh well. And after that small intermission, we're back with the snooker. I mean, we've had one in game which I didn't focus on. We had a phone going off, I heard, while we were playing the shot earlier, but I didn't play reference to it. So obviously I just wanted to catch up. Made sure we had a a real life one as well. But, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't deter us too much.
15.
It is a good chance, though, here.
Tricky shot here.
What
Good
a
pot.
great pot.
What about that for a positional shot? Perfect.
16.
Pretty much straight as a die on the brown.
20.
Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, it was my fault for playing that shot, really, but I'm interested why that goes onto the brown spot. I really am. I think that's frame over, though. Now I can't see us recovering from this.
Guarantees.
Wow, we've missed all of them. Very close to hitting 2 there, and unbelievably, we didn't hit either of them. Unbelievable. Well, you have to smile, but it's a chance not taken.
Not really the result he was after.
Could have done with better position there, and I guess take a little bit of a less of a risk playing with the brown. But these things happen.
What a fabulous
Can Mark Allen now take his chance?
3.
Level it up at the interval, which I think is probably about a fair result. It's been a good match so far, but we might come to regret that if it goes to 2 each and Mark Allen comes out the better player in the second session.
11. 12.
I think it's just pretty much inevitable now that he'll win this.
17.
That being said, he missed a sitter before.
Oh, what a shot
He
that
gonna
is.
miss that one though.
He'll be very happy with the position here.
18.
So he's 17 ahead, 27 on. You'd fancy him here. Yellow's potted, he's got good position on the green. He's 19 ahead, so he just needs the brown.
30.
And he levels it up. A very good session of snooker though.
34.
Really good session, really enjoyed that. Could have made it 3-1. We didn't. No, ain't got to worry about every missed opportunity, but a good break there of 52. He does pop the last black this time, and at the mid-session interval, we're going locked level at 2 frames apiece. We're going to break off for the 5th here, just so we don't have any silly glitches with the game coming into the second session. But I'll be back on Wednesday then with the second session. The remaining 5 frames. Nice little sessions at a best of 9 or a best of 11.
He's looking at this red.
With some cracking snooker being played.
No, not
He's
this
missed the
time.
red, and
Close, but a miss
I don't think we'll go for that because it's a tight one, but we'll leave it there for today's session. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video if you did, and leave a comment as well, of course, if you enjoyed. Subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content, and I'll be back in a few days on Wednesday for the second session. Thank you very much for your company on this lovely Monday evening, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.